Hey you guys, it's me Melissa. We're back in the ranting shop to talk about Ready to Love, specifically the digital exclusive that Own put out, where we see Brandy on a date with Justice. Now remember, I already did the review for the show and I made mention of the fact that he was telling Tommy, oh, he's gonna focus on this one woman. That's who he want. That's who he's gonna, pursue. It now is clear as day to me that that person he was referring to was Brandy. So what we're gonna do is to break down this date and what the problem with Justice is and why he should not be on this show. Before we even get into things, when he does his for you in the moment interviews, he never sounds enthusiastic. Even when he's saying something positive about his date, it just never seems authentic. Like the authenticity stops at the words, but his expression, his tone, nothing aligns with what he's saying, which makes me feel that he has or is detached from this process. It's like his body is doing what it's doing, it's there, he's doing what he has to do to adapt, but his mind is not in this process. So let's break down the Brandy date. So one thing he does that completely throws me off is he automatically assumes that Brandy is this low maintenance, nonchalant, non-argumentative type of woman that will just go with the flow and just let any man treat her any old kind of way. That is one of the reasons why he set his sights on Brandy. And that just speaks to the arrogance of Justice, because the way his process works, it doesn't include genuinely getting to know these women. His process includes assuming what these women are and what they're not. And what he's done is he's assumed that Brandy is so low maintenance and so chill. I almost feel like he sees her as a home girl that he didn't even give her an opportunity to be herself. He just created this thing that Brandy is supposed to be. And she was offended because how dare you think that I just want to drink the wine. Of course I want to cheers to the wine, And then he made a silly excuse of, oh, it's how you said it. You said this and that. So gradually, as this date progresses, we will see that the perception that Justice had of Brandy is not who Brandy is. And I understand Brandy gets along with everybody. She knows how to tell a joke. She knows how to, be a homegirl, be a friend, and also be a lover if that comes to be. And I think that's what attracted him to her. But what he didn't factor in is that at the end of the day, Brandy is a woman with standards, and she's not gonna allow you to treat her any old kind of way, and she's not gonna allow you to do whatever you please because you think she's low maintenance and she doesn't mind. That in itself is so disrespectful to assume. So the irony of him is that he's saying that Brandy is more easygoing than a lot of the other women. That is literally code for Brandy seems like she will allow my nonsense, but the other women doesn't seem that way. So because the other women won't give me any leeway to treat them like ish, let me see if Brandy will. That's essentially what this man was saying. And it's like she's seeing multiple red flags. She's hearing multiple things that are turning her off, and she's just absolutely not interested. And then he speaks on, oh, people have time to get to see the layers of people. Did you take your time to get to see the layers of Brandy or any other type of woman? It's like he requires a certain level of time and grace that he's not even giving to these women. And he's talking about people trying to rush his process. At the end of the day, this cannot be your process. If you wanted things to go the way you want them to go, you would have decided to not take on this whole dating thing and done your stuff outside of the show. The moment you decide to go on a show, you are deciding to abide by the show's rules and abide by the way the show wants you to date, not by how you want to date. The process has to be rushed because there is a limited time. Like, you don't have an infinite amount of time to get to know these people. They know that their time is limited, and for some reason you don't know that. A woman wants to be pursued. Like, why are you just assuming that these women are gonna rush to you? First of all, Justice is not that attractive, and second of all, I never saw the interest in him ever. He just comes across as super bland and super nonchalant. That is the most unattractive thing ever. Okay, so he's not pursuing because he wants to observe. Are you serious? This is not an atmosphere where people get to just sit back and observe others. There's literally such a limited time frame. So you're gonna like sit back and observe people for how long? That's what Jamala was asking him. That's what Brandy keeps asking him. That's what most of the women ask him. Okay, you're gonna pursue the one you're interested in, and then you're gonna observe which one interests you the most. Like, which time do you have to do all that BS? You see how he answered that question when she was wondering who his connection was? He didn't specify any name, but what he did do was he flipped it around and said, you're the focus. You're the focus means, for now, I'm just looking at you. But when she was brutally honest with him, when he asked her the question, like, we're gonna get to that later, hold on. Then you go about asking this woman who she likes. You want honesty, right? She's not like you, and her response is not gonna be like yours. His response is more so, you're here in front of me now, so I'm gonna say you. But her response was like the most authentic, like, you know, and I'm pretty sure Justice has seen that Brandy's connection is Mike. And for the reason why he's playing dumb, I have no clue. But everybody knows that at this point. So she said it's Mike. And then he wants to then flip it on her. This is what he says. And he wants to make it seem that Brandy is disrespectful for telling the truth. Like, did you want Brandy to say you're her connection? That would be disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, the thing that pisses me off the most about Justice is that he doesn't show any signs of wanting to pursue these women, i.e. their phone numbers. Even Brandy, who he said he wanted to set his sights on, didn't even know he was interested in her, which makes me believe that he's lying. He's not interested in Brandy. The thing is, what he wants is somebody, a non-emotional, non-romantic partner that he can go to the end with. That's what he wants. And I think he saw that in Brandy because of how cool she was. You know what I'm saying? But now he's realizing, that's probably not the best place for you to be, because Brandy actually has someone that she's genuinely interested in. You know, and that one showed interest in her, but you never showed interest in her. You didn't even get this woman's number. This woman doesn't have your number, and you're saying she's the one you're interested in. That's crazy. Then you're telling her you thought she was joking because of the way she asked for the number, and she should have used her normal voice. Wait, this man has to be a joke. This man has to be a joke. My thing about Justice is loom in the background as much and as long as you want. But I do not see Brandy stooping to the level of you and what you require from a woman. Never. Even looking at Brandy's body language behind the table, her hands are almost like in a hugging motion. She's almost hugging herself. She doesn't feel safe with you, and she doesn't trust you. And she, in her mind, is kind of like, what am I even doing here? You never showed this woman you were interested in her, and all of a sudden, oh, you're the one. Because remember, they had that talk with Tommy, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna just focus on this one woman, and that one woman was Brandy. But she's not having all that BS. So you didn't want Brandy to tell you the truth that she was feeling Mike? Like, I don't understand it at all. Only Tranika does. I need to ask Tranika what he means and what he's trying to get from this, because I don't get it. Anyways, that's the end of my assessment, you guys. Let me know what you think. We've already come to a conclusion about justice, so none of what I'm saying is new or fresh or like baffling, but at least we got to see what we already knew about who he was as a human being, and that is he's not interested in these women. He's using this platform to launch whatever business he has going on, whatever he has doing. He never took this process seriously, and I cannot wait for him to be sent home next week. Actually, a woman is gonna be sent home next week, but I just cannot wait for him to be sent home. I'm so sick of him at this point. Like, what is even his point? He's a waste of space. Like and subscribe. Bye bye.